Senator Harris, I want to say thank you for running. As a woman business owner, I employ 12 employees. My company is Little Brother Construction. And in the construction field, whereas we only hire W-2 employees, there's a number of companies that will hire people and just have 1099s. We take all of our employees and put them through the E-Verify system. We do pay for benefits for our employees, and our competitors, a lot of them are not doing that. And so how do you see that you can level the playing field for those people that are hiring both legal and non-legal immigrants, and what can you do to level the playing field there?
That's great, and congratulations. Where's your business so we can give you a little plug right here? Okay, great. There you go. Congratulations, and thank you for being a business leader and a community leader. The best way that we level the playing field is we pass comprehensive immigration reform with a pathway towards citizenship. We have, approximately somewhere between 11 and 12 million undocumented immigrants in our country. And there is literally no path because of frankly, what's been happening in Washington, D.C., especially over the last few years, which is just a wholesale vilification of who immigrants are. And we've got to, we've got to, I just want us to be practical. I mean, maybe you can see that's a theme about how I think about most issues. Let's just be practical, right? Let's just do the right thing. So on this, we have almost 12 million people, most of whom are working hard, they're paying taxes, the kids are at school, they're following the laws, and let's just create a pathway to citizenship. And stop talking about building a wall and talking about rapists and murderers and vilifying people. Let's end a practice that's been a violation of our morals as a country. When you're putting babies in cages and separating children from their parents in the name of border security, when in fact it's a human rights abuse being committed by the United States government. We have to pass comprehensive immigration reform, and then all of that will be addressed.
In the interim, or in the meantime, or in addition, however you want to say,
yes.
Is illegally crossing the border, should that be a crime or should that be a civil penalty?
It should be a penalty, and there should be consequence, and people should have to go to court. People should be removed if they're violating our laws, and we certainly need to have border security. But I will tell you that I also want to take a tool away from, in particular in the hands of Donald Trump, that has been about putting babies in cages.
Well, how do you do that? How do you stop that?
You stop that by, elect me.
Right.
Let's start there, because it also is about, frankly, there's so much of this administration that has been about testing the bounds of what otherwise would be considered ethical or moral. And so we didn't have to necessarily have certain rules in place because we assumed that the people who hold these most powerful positions, especially the President of the United States, we assume that, yeah, we may disagree with somebody, but that there would be a guiding principle that was grounded in our ethics and our morals. But we have seen Donald Trump really test the parameters of that. And that's why there's so many things that we are now talking about that are about maybe we need to have a really specific rule in place, because if you have a certain kind of office holder who takes advantage of or abuses the discretion and the authority, it leads to places that we're not comfortable with and that don't reflect our values.